Hey, my name is Mike, and this is a too long didn't read guide for Helya on normal and heroic. Someone needs to be within melee range in phase 1 or 3, or else she does a raid-wide AoE. Purple orbs will spawn on random people and fixate them. The fixated person should kite this away, and no one else should be standing in the purple circle. Taint of the Sea is a dispellable dot put on random people. When it's dispelled or when it expires, it does a small AoE to everyone, and it also drops a green swirly on the ground. Bilewater Breath is a frontal cone on the tank. Getting hit by this applies a 30-second debuff that reduces your armor by 100%. From this breath, slimes will spawn in gray swirlies, so don't stand in these. Each of them has a 20-second cast that if finishes does a raid-wide AoE. The less health they have, the less damage it does. When they die, they leave a green pool on the ground, the size of which varies on how much health they had when they died. If you can't kill them all, ideally you want to bring them all low. This breath should always be happening in the center of the room. A non-targetable tentacle will either spawn at the back or the front of the room. It'll hit the ground once and then despawn, and the damage this does is split amongst everyone that's hit. The front one we had anyone that could stand in it, and the back one we just had someone use an immunity. Phase 2 starts at 65% and you start fighting ads instead of Helya. To start the next phase, you have to kill all the gripping tentacles around the room. However, there's a few ads that spawn. Do not stand in the green circle for Grime Lord. He puts a stacking dot on people called Fetid Rot. If you have this, make sure you're standing 5 yards away from everyone else, or else it'll spread to them as well. He'll spawn this gray swirly that follows the tank. No one else should be standing in this. If the Night Watch Mariner gets to 100 energy, he'll do a raid-wide AoE, so you have to kill him first. He randomly gets an attack speed increase, and he'll spawn these blue swirlies. A ton of decaying minions will spawn and fixate people. Every time they hit someone, they get a stacking 10% damage buff. When they die, they leave a pool on the ground. Ideally, you want to be killing these in the middle of the room or at the stairs of an elevated platform. Periodically throughout this phase, Helya would do Fury of the Maw. This will push a bunch of waves at you. These waves will remove the slime pools and the minions' decay pools. To avoid getting hit by this, you have to run up one of the elevated platforms. Kill any ads you have left alive before killing the last tentacle to start phase 3. In this phase, decaying minions and Night Watch Mariners will continue to spawn. The Mariners will now buff their health by 75%, and the minions should ideally be killed at the back of the room. Helya still does Taint of the Sea in the waves from phase 2, but she will not spam cast the waves, so you don't need to move to another platform. The orb that she spawns in this phase will act the same as the phase 1 orb, except when it follows you, it drops green stuff on the ground. This is also washed away with the wave. Corrupted Breath works the same way as Bilewater Breath from phase 1. Anyone that gets hit by this will get a 5-second debuff that reduces the amount of healing they get by 60%. On heroic, this will spawn purple swirlies in a line. Someone needs to be soaking these, and for everyone that is not soaked, a raid-wide AoE goes out. Anyone that soaks will have a 30-second healing absorption on them. In phase 1, defensive cooldowns can be saved for the slime AoE. In phase 2, they can use sparingly, but you may want to use them when you're transitioning onto a platform. In phase 3, you'll want to use them on the wave, and possibly on Corrupted Breath as well. We popped all of our big offensive cooldowns at the start of phase 3. That was a too long didn't read guide for Helya. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a remarkable day.